Taking a walk in the grounds of Longshaw on a cold winter's day, I noticed how the sights and sounds evoke memories of winters past. On this moss-laden stone bridge, the smell of damp earth seems familiar. The memory seems to reinforce the chill in the air. The copse shades out the small amount of light in the wintry afternoon. Beyond the copse, the smoke drifting from the chimneys of the house is a clear reminder of winters past. You can almost smell the wood burning. The memory is so clear. Once upon a time, this was a grand house. Landed gentry lived here and hunted grouse, but still, it would seem to be a cold place to call home. I doubt that the wooden floors and carpets could have prevented the stone from sucking the heat out of the rooms. Still, this is how the rich lived. But what of everybody else? How cold was their existence when this house was built? On a winter's day like today, where did the poor find shelter many years ago? After the landed gentry came soldiers. During the Great War, the house was used for convalescing soldiers. Perhaps they found the woods and streams a peaceful place to recover from their wounds. No doubt then to be recycled back to the front lines if they were not disabled. Families can walk the grounds and cross the streams of what is now a National Trust property. Pausing to look across the valley, the sky somehow feels lower than it does at other times of the year. There is a familiarity about this low ceiling. In a non-specific way, I'm reminded of countless past winters, the memory itself bringing a chill to the body. Another chilling thought, the duck pond. In spite of our affinity for water, this does not seem like a welcoming place on a cold afternoon. I wonder what the wildfowl experience as they paddle across the pond. I can't help but shiver at the thought of swimming around on this pond on a very cold day. The temperature doesn't seem to bother them. Beyond the pond, we find this small stone building. Why is it here? What is the purpose? I doubt that people lived here, but some task was probably performed here. What was it like to work in the stone structure on a cold winter's day? The landscape seems to live on a different clock to humans. We don't notice the growth of a tree, and yet it stands there year after year, until one day, several generations into the future, we behold a mighty oak tree. To humans, living in a notification-punctuated second-by-second world, the landscape appears static, non-moving. The only radical changes that occur are man-made. The road here was moved so that it couldn't be seen from the house. Otherwise, everything seems to change at a glacially slow pace. At the bottom of the valley, a vigorous stream is racing to the sea. It slowly cuts its way through the land, but this excavation is far too slow for us to notice. But the water, tumbling over the rocks and gravel, changes the stream from moment to moment. Like the tree, the stream builds on branches flowing into a main trunk. Somewhere upstream, smaller streams are flowing together to form this stream, a unique version every second. And downstream, this water is combining with other streams to form a river, and hence to the sea. I'm reminded that in England it's said you could never be more than 70 miles from the sea, so the water does not have a long journey, not like the Mississippi or the Amazon. Darkness is beginning to envelop us. This is not a blackness, but that cold grey darkness that tells us it's a winter's day. The chill of the air increases, making us huddle inside our coats. Then in the distance we see a cottage, smoke drifting from the chimneys, and the windows glowing with that soft yellow light that reminds us of cosy living rooms, warm log fires, hot cups of tea and delicious scones. I'm reminded of a popular artist, Kincaid, who made a living painting scenes like this. As far as I know, he was very successful, so perhaps we humans share some distant memory in which we are drawn to a fire that warms us on a cold winter's day. Winters past are enshrined in our memories, ready to be awoken by familiar sights and smells. And as we leave Longshaw, more memories have been added to this pool.